Indian Weavers by Sarojini Naidu. Sarojini Naidu was born on February 13, 1879 in Hyderabad, India. At young age, she wrote poetry and plays. In 1925, she was elected as the first president of the Indian National Congress. After India's independence from England, Naidu became the first woman governor of Uttar Pradesh. Naidu's work as a poet earned her the sobriquet of Nightingale of India by Mahatma Gandhi. She is one of the most influential women, patriot, freedom fighter, and poet of modern India. Sarojini Naidu died on March 2, 1949 at Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. This poem, Indian Weavers, is a poem from the volume The Golden Threshold by Sarojini Naidu. Poem Indian Weavers represent three important stages of life: birth, youth, and death, represented by three garments that weavers weave at three different times of day. Let us see the explanation of the poem stanza-wise. Weavers weaving at break of day, why do you weave a garment so gay? Blue as the wing of a halcyon wild, we weave the ropes of a newborn child. Here, the rhyming scheme of this stanza is AB, AB. Let us see the difficult words. Weavers means people who knit clothes. Weave is to form something by passing strand of material. Garment means dress. Gay means happy, beautiful. Halcyon means kingfisher, a bird which has bright, colorful plumes. Ropes means dresses. Now here in this first stanza, the poet inquires about the weavers weaving while the rays of sunlight hit the earth. She is curious to know this because weavers are weaving and working when it is too early to even be awake. Here, the word dawn means the beginning of a new day, just like the birth of the child marked the beginning of new life. Moreover, the weaver seems happy while weaving that garment. The weavers answer the poet by saying that they are making a blue color garment for a newborn child. The blue color, which the halcyon bird has been dipped in happiness and brightness in a newborn child's innocent appearance. In this stanza, one can easily guess that the occasion of being born on the earth is being celebrated, which is the joyous occasion, this signifying the feeling of new hope and expectation. The poetic devices. Weavers weaving at break of day. Here, the sound of the letter W is repeated in the words weavers and weaving, so alliteration is there. The words are arranged in the ascending order, that's why climax is there. We can see the birth is implicitly compared with a break of day, so metaphor is there. In the second line, the sound of letter W is repeated in Y and weave, so alliteration is there. And the sound of the letters G are repeated in garment and gay, so alliteration is there. Here a question is used for emphasizing, so interrogation is there. In the third line, we can see that the words are not in a correct order. The correct words order is the wing of a halcyon blue, so inversion is there. The sound of the letter W is repeated here in the words wing and while, so alliteration is there. Here the blue colored cloth is indirectly compared with a wing of wild halcyon, so simile is there. In the last line, we can see that the sound of letter W is repeated in the words V and V. So, alliteration is there. Let us see the second stanza. Weavers weaving at fall of night. Why do you weave a garment so bright? Like the plumes of a peacock purple and green, we weave the marriage veils of a queen. Here again the rhyme scheme of this stanza is AABB. With the word fall of night means the time immediately after sunset. Plumes means soft feather. And veils means head covering pieces made from ornate garment. Now in this second stanza, the poet again goes on to ask the weavers, why have they been weaving? Rather, why have they been weaving such a bright garment at the fall of night? To which the weavers answer that they are making the marriage veils of a queen. That is to be featherly thin, and like the feathers of a peacock, the veils has to be engulfed with the color purple and green. Since night itself has no light, the youth by wearing something bright are providing light to produce a ray of hope in the dark. It could be that the poet tries to bring our attention in the fact that though the night is falling and the youth of each life is passing, we tend to fight the aging by wearing bright and cheerful things. However, the mention of marriage veils could suggest the stepping of the youth into adulthood, edged by responsibilities. Purple and green refer to the two parts of youth. Purple stands for early phase of youth, when one is devoid of many responsibilities and is dressed in the barest attire. Green stands for the later part of the youth, when marriage and responsibilities make one's life more settled and calm, filled with love and care. In this stanza, the amusement, the free and vibrant nature of youth, which afterward become more grounded and joyous, has been signified. See the poetic devices. Weavers weaving at fall of night. Here we can see that the sound of the letter W is repeated in the words weavers and weaving, so alliteration is there. Here the words are arranged in the ascending order, so climax is there. Again, adulthood is implicitly compared with the fall of night, so metaphor is there. Here the consonant sound T has been repeated in this line in the word at and night, so consonance is there. In the next line, why do you weave a garment so bright? Here we can see the sound of the letter W is repeated in the words Y and V, so alliteration is there. Here a question is used for emphasizing, so interrogation is there. Like the plumes of a peacock purple green. Here the garment is directly compared with purple and green colored plumes of peacock, so simile is there. The words purple and green are arranged in descending order, so anticlimax is there. The sound of letter P is repeated in the words plumes, peacock, purple, so alliteration is there. Here the words are not arranged in a proper order. The correct word order is like the purple and green plumes of a peacock, so inversion is there. In the last fourth line, we can see that the sound of letter W is repeated here in the words we, weaves. So here we can see that alliteration is also there. The third stanza. Weavers weaving solemn and still. What do you weave in the moonlight chill? White as a feather and white as a cloud. We weave a dead man's funeral shroud. Again here in this stanza, rhyme scheme is AABB. With the word solemn means serious or impressive. Still means without making any sound. Funeral is burying of a dead body. Shroud means garment used to cover a dead body. Chill means cold. Now here in this third stanza, the poet asks the weavers, why are they weaving at the dead of night, when nature is still and it's very cold and chilly? The weavers are quiet and calm and replied that they are weaving at the dead of night a man's funeral shroud, who is dead. And that shroud which is as white as a bird's feather and as white as a cloud. Here, for the first time, the poet notes the solemn and still expressions of the weavers. They are showing respect to the person who get departed. Here we can see the word still may stand for the immobility of the dead, with the word white signifying purity and old age, coming of a person more closer to death and to God. The use of the word feather obviously denotes that since the body is now lifeless, there is no weight contained in that man. He is as light as a feather. The word cloud could indicate the general belief that the soul of the dead man has reached to God, that is supposed to be beyond and through the clouds. Thus, the last stanza here emphasizes on the last stage of a man, that is old age and eventual death. Let us see the poetic devices. Weavers weaving solemn and still. Here we can see the sound of the letter W in the words weavers and weaving. So alliteration is there. And the sound of the letter S is in solemn and still. So alliteration is also there. The words weavers and weaving are arranged in the ascending order here. So climax is there. Now the line is meaningless, as one cannot carry the work of weaving being still. So paradox is there. Here the words solemn and still are arranged in descending order. So anticlimax is also there. Now the meaning of the words solemn and still are similar. So tautology is also there. In the next line, we can see that a question is used for emphasize. So interrogation is there. Here the words are not arranged in a proper order. The correct word order is, what do you weave in the chill moonlight? So inversion is there. Now here we can see the sound of the letter W is repeated in the words what and weave. So alliteration is there. Then we can see metaphor is also there, because death is implicitly compared with moonlight. So metaphor is also there. In the next line, white as a feather and white as a cloud. Here the words white and as are repeated. So repetition is there. Here the garment is directly compared with a feather and a cloud. So simile is there. In the next line, we can see the sound of letter W is repeated, so alliteration is there. The poetic device consonant is also there because the consonant sound D and R has been repeated. Now here, if we take both these two lines together, white as a feather and white as a cloud, we weave a dead man's funeral shroud. We can see that funeral shroud is directly compared with a feather and a cloud. So poetic device simile is also there in this stanza. That is all in the explanation of this poem. For the appreciation of the poem, please stay tuned, like, share and subscribe. Thank you.